One thing that a lot of people are very much looking forward to in Star Wars Episode 9 has all to do with the major twists and turns and surprises that are on our way for the final installment of the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are actually doing with this film is, of course, they are tying everything into the prequel trilogy and into the original trilogy that will offer tons of new surprises, twists, and turns that will also change our view on the prequels, the originals, and more, even The Last Jedi itself. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, when it comes to the character of Anakin Skywalker, this is where things become very interesting for Episode 9, is that a major revelation will be made for the character of Anakin in Episode 9 in some way, shape, or form, at some point in time in the plot of the film. Now, this is honestly raising a lot of questions as to what kind of revelation will we get for the character of Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, we got something similar in a sense with The Last Jedi, where we got some revelations for the character of Luke Skywalker through the words of Kylo Ren, where he was actually showing us the visuals of Luke trying to kill his own nephew. That was quite the revelation that a lot of people did not agree with. And of course, it was perceived in a different way through multiple characters like Kylo and Luke and how they saw everything go down. But looking at everything here when it comes to Episode 9, how Anakin Skywalker is going to have a revelation to a certain extent in Episode 9, I think is a great thing, and it's probably the main way that J.J. Abrams is going to connect this movie into the prequel trilogy itself. Now, what kind of revelations could we really expect to see in this film that has something to do with Anakin Skywalker? Could it have something to do with exactly who is Anakin's real father? I know that the comics out there, the Darth Vader comic issue number 25, hinted at Emperor Palpatine actually being the father of Anakin, essentially initiating the whole entire cycle of Shmi giving birth to Anakin, especially, in that dream sequence, that spiritual realm sequence that we saw in the comic. It pretty much hinted that Palpatine is indeed the one who started it all. However, that's just a hint. It's nothing official as of yet. It wasn't said word for word that Palpatine is indeed Anakin's father. So maybe they're going to do something totally different that has something to do with a secret that Anakin Skywalker kept, or maybe something to do with Anakin's Force Ghost and what he tells Rey in this film. We do know that J.J. Abrams is trying to offer tons of fan service and a lot of nostalgia in this movie that's really going to resonate with a lot of fans out there. And one would argue that sometimes, nostalgia and fan service in a sequel trilogy that's trying to be original as possible isn't the greatest thing to do. I think as of right now, it's what the fans need after The Last Jedi, where we didn't get as much, fan service and nostalgia as we wanted. Sure, you can always insert it into there as long as it has a lot of purpose and meaning behind it and does have a lot of substance, right? If you're just going to throw in things here and there for the heck of it, then it just doesn't make all that much sense. So this revelation for the character of Anakin, the only concern that I have is that I would look at the character in a different way to a significant level in the prequels, such as, Revenge of the Sith, one of my favorite movies of all time in the Star Wars franchise. I think it's a great film. Sure, it's got its flaws, but I think it's a great movie. So, Anakin Skywalker, we've been hearing about how the Skywalker bloodline will also be explored in Episode 9. It could also have something to do with that. Now, J.J. Abrams, like I say, a lot of people have said that he's a great fixer, but not a great closer. So what kind of things will he be introducing into this film that is very nostalgic and, dubbed as fan service, that's really going to resonate with fans, and whether or not that's really going to kind of touch people's hearts and really kind of make people want to go ahead and see this movie numerous times. It's a really hard task to complete, especially coming out of The Last Jedi and the Solo: A Star Wars Story box office results. I think that they have to nail it with this one. They really have to knock this movie out of the park, and J.J. Abrams has to get it pretty much, very, very well done. And it's going to take a lot of, hope, and it's going to take a lot of work to do in order to get this thing right. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about this. What kind of revelation for the character of Anakin are we going to see in this movie? We do know that this movie will connect to the prequels, which I think is going to go into this revelation for the character of Anakin Skywalker. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.